In a world that often teaches us to relentlessly fight for what we desire, Fyodor Dostoevsky's philosophy challenges this notion with a profound and sometimes unsettling paradox. The more you try, the worse it gets. Through his complex characters and penetrating exploration of human psychology, Dostoevsky reveals the cracks in our pursuit of control, power, and meaning. In his works, humans find themselves trapped in a whirlwind of internal struggles, moral dilemmas, and existential despair, where the most sincere efforts to escape suffering often lead them into an even more painful cycle. This philosophical approach invites us to reflect on the nature of our own aspirations, the limits of human will, and the unpredictability of our decisions. Is it truly possible to find inner peace through constant effort? Or rather, does the acceptance of uncertainty and imperfection offer us a path toward transformation? Through the complexity of his characters and their heartbreaking stories, Dostoevsky not only challenges us to question our deepest motivations, but also leads us to a broader understanding of the human condition. In this exploration of his philosophy, we will discover how, in his world full of chaos, suffering, and contradiction, a spark of redemption always persists. A Russian novelist, philosopher, and essayist renowned for his profound exploration of human nature, morality, and existentialism, Dostoevsky's works include Crime and Punishment, The Brothers Karamazov, Notes from Underground, and more. His writing often delves into the psychological complexities of characters and their internal conflicts. Dostoevsky's fascination with human psychology and the human condition is evident in his portrayal of characters grappling with moral dilemmas, internal struggles, and the clash between reason and emotion. His exploration of social structures includes critiques of both Western rationalism and Russian orthodoxy, addressing themes of free will, suffering, and the search for meaning in a world marked by uncertainty. The characters he creates are both heroic and deeply flawed, reflecting the complexities of individuals in real life. Origins and family background. Fyodor Dostoevsky was born on November 11, 1821 in Moscow, Russia, into a middle-class family with modest means. His father was a retired military surgeon, and his mother was the daughter of a merchant. Dostoevsky's family background and upbringing provided him with insight into various social classes, which influenced his writing. Impact of early events on his writing style. Dostoevsky's early life was marked by tragedy and hardship. The murder of his father when he was young and the death of his mother shaped his perspective on suffering and the nature of humanity. Experiencing poverty firsthand gave him direct knowledge of social inequality and economic struggles. These experiences laid the foundation for his exploration of psychological anguish, existential crises, and the complexities of human behavior. Dostoevsky's writing style reflects his deep understanding of the human psyche and his ability to capture raw emotions and internal conflicts. Transition from engineering to writing. Initially, Dostoevsky studied engineering at the Military Engineering Academy in St. Petersburg. However, his interest in literature and storytelling led him to pursue writing alongside his engineering studies. He published his first work, a translation of a French novel, while still a student. Dostoevsky's literary passion eventually led him to abandon his engineering career in favor of writing. Success, poverty, and subsequent struggles. Dostoevsky gained significant recognition with his novella Poor Folk, 1846, which was praised for its psychological insight and vivid portrayal of characters living in poverty. Despite the initial success, Dostoevsky faced financial difficulties and became involved in literary circles concerned with political and social issues. In 1849, he was arrested and imprisoned for his involvement in a group of intellectuals critical of the government. After his arrest, Dostoevsky was sentenced to death, but the sentence was commuted to hard labor in Siberia. He spent several years in Siberian prison camps, enduring harsh conditions and physical suffering. The experience of Siberian exile exposed Dostoevsky to a diverse range of people and their stories, which greatly influenced his understanding of human nature. The time spent in Siberia deepened his knowledge of human psychology, despair, and resilience, qualities that would later find expression in his writings. Dostoevsky's return to writing after Siberia. After his release from Siberia, Dostoevsky returned to writing, marking a transformative period in his career. He published Notes from Underground, 1864, a work that explored themes of alienation, free will, and the complexities of the human mind. The years of suffering and contemplation had a profound impact on his philosophical perspective, shaping his exploration of existential questions and the nature of good and evil. Rationality versus emotion, Dostoevsky's exploration of human decision-making. Dostoevsky's characters often struggle with the conflict between their rational thoughts and their powerful emotional responses. This duality reflects the inherent tension within human beings. The rational mind seeks to make calculated decisions, while emotions can be intense, irrational, and unpredictable. Dostoevsky was deeply interested in how people make decisions and the consequences that result from those decisions. His characters frequently wrestle with the concept of free will, the idea that individuals have the ability to make decisions independently without being determined by external factors. He presents characters who face significant moral decisions, and their choices reflect their internal struggles, beliefs, and values. However, Dostoevsky also emphasizes the unpredictability of outcomes when characters try to control their own fate. This is where the idea that the more you try, the worse it gets, comes into play. Characters who attempt to impose their will on their circumstances often find themselves facing unexpected and sometimes harmful consequences. In Fyodor Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, the protagonist Raskolnikov believes that, by committing a murder, he can transcend moral boundaries, justifying the act as a means to a greater purpose. He seeks to control his destiny, yet his actions lead him into a spiral of guilt, paranoia, and psychological torment, ultimately undermining his original intentions. This theme of moral conflict and unintended consequences is also present in Dostoevsky's other works, such as Notes from Underground and The Brothers Karamazov. In Notes from Underground, the unnamed narrator attempts to assert his individuality and rationality, which leads him to isolation and internal strife. Similarly, in The Brothers Karamazov, characters like Ivan wrestle with the moral weight of their beliefs and decisions, resulting in profound inner turmoil. Dostoevsky's exploration of free will and moral responsibility reveals that while individuals possess the ability to make choices, the outcomes are rarely simple. They are influenced by a complex mix of internal impulses and external circumstances. Attempting to control one's fate without a clear understanding of the moral consequences can lead to unforeseen, often detrimental outcomes, reinforcing the notion that life's complexities are not easily manipulated or predicted. In Crime and Punishment, Raskolnikov grapples with an intense ethical dilemma. He subscribes to the theory of the extraordinary man, which argues that certain individuals are above societal laws and may transgress moral boundaries for a higher purpose. He justifies his murder of the elderly pawnbroker as a way to use her wealth for the greater good and to position himself as a superior being beyond conventional morality. His rationale stems from intellectual arrogance and the belief that he has the right to act beyond the limits of traditional ethics. Dostoevsky's deep dive into the human psyche is a hallmark of his writing. He meticulously explores the layers of human thought, emotion, and motivation, creating characters that reflect the multifaceted nature of real people. His narratives reveal the internal contradictions, desires, and moral struggles that shape human actions. By examining the complexities of the mind, Dostoevsky brings forth the internal chaos, doubts, and uncertainties that drive his characters, adding richness and authenticity to his storytelling. In Dostoevsky's works, suffering is a recurring theme, whether it's the anguish experienced by Raskolnikov in Crime and Punishment or Ivan Karamazov's inner torment in The Brothers Karamazov. These trials push characters toward a journey of self-discovery and growth. Suffering forces them to confront their fears, weaknesses, and moral uncertainties, ultimately leading to a more profound understanding of their nature and motivations. Themes of redemption and spiritual growth are central to Dostoevsky's work, reflecting his own philosophical perspective. He believed in the potential for individuals to transcend their past mistakes and find redemption through inner transformation. This belief, rooted in his personal struggles and profound grasp of the human condition, is woven throughout his novels. His characters frequently wrestle with their flaws, guilt, and moral dilemmas, mirroring real-life struggles. Through their journeys, Dostoevsky offers a message of hope, suggesting that even in the darkest times, there is the possibility of moral renewal and spiritual growth. In The Idiot, one of Dostoevsky's notable works, the character of Prince Mishkin embodies the potential for transformation and redemption. Often perceived as an idiot due to his naivete and unconventional behavior, Mishkin's purity of heart and compassion shine through in a world dominated by selfishness and deception. Dostoevsky uses Mishkin to demonstrate that, even in a morally complex society, genuine goodness and the possibility of redemption still exist. Mishkin's presence challenges those around him to confront their own motives and consider the path to a more authentic, compassionate life. As we conclude our exploration of Dostoevsky's philosophy of the more you try, the worse it gets, let's take a moment to reflect on the key ideas we've uncovered. We've delved into Dostoevsky's deep insights into the human experience, through the paradoxical nature of struggle, the transformative power of suffering, and the tensions between reason and morality. Characters like Raskolnikov wrestle with internal conflict, exposing the complexities of the human psyche and the unpredictable outcomes of their actions. Dostoevsky's philosophy, a tapestry woven with threads of redemption and hope, reminds us that even in the darkest moments, there is potential for growth and transformation. His exploration of moral dilemmas, existential questions, and the heart's struggles transcends time and culture. So what is the value of delving into Dostoevsky's world? It offers us a chance to look into the mirror of our own existence, question our motivations, and reflect on the intricacies of our desires and decisions. As we conclude, I invite you to take it a step further. Read one of Dostoevsky's novels, immerse yourself in his essays, and engage in discussions about his philosophy. Consider how his ideas can deepen your own understanding of life's complexities. Let his works inspire you as you navigate the intricate landscape of being human.